The Googleyness, intellectual humility answer that sounds great, but fails the hiring committee member. The problem is that most candidates treat changing their mind as a flaw to explain away, and in doing so, they skip right past the evidence that actually drove the pivot, which is the only thing the committee is scoring. The question is, tell me about a time you changed your technical opinion based on new evidence. This maps to Googleyness, intellectual humility, which at Google means the ability to hold a position firmly enough to defend it and loosely enough to abandon it when the data is better. What the interviewer is actually listening for is whether your reasoning process is rigorous, whether you updated because of evidence or because of social pressure. Here is how most candidates answer this question about changing a technical opinion.
Early in my last role, I was convinced we should shard our Postgres database horizontally to handle growing write volume. I put together a design doc and presented it to the team. One of my colleagues pushed back and suggested we try read replicas and query optimization first before committing to the operational complexity of sharding. I thought about it and realized they had a valid point, so we went with that approach instead. It ended up working well. Write latency stayed within acceptable bounds for another 8 months, so it was the right call.
Pivot driven by social persuasion, not cited evidence or data. No mechanism described. What specifically changed candidate's mind? Zero quantification of the original problem or the resulting outcome. Here is exactly what I am writing in the debrief right now. Item 1. Candidate updated position because a colleague pushed back, not because of data. Item 2. No evidence of independent analysis. Cannot distinguish humility from capitulation. Item 3. Original technical thesis and its assumptions never clearly articulated. Item 4. Outcome stated but not quantified. Low signal on impact awareness. Verdict: does not demonstrate Googleyness, intellectual humility. Same question, same database scaling scenario. Listen to how this candidate makes the evidence the protagonist, not the pivot.
6 months ago, I was convinced horizontal sharding was the right fix for our write latency spike. P99 had climbed to 420 milliseconds under peak load. I wrote the design doc, ran the cost model, and was ready to greenlight it. Then our data infrastructure lead shared profiling output showing 60% of our slow writes were hitting a single poorly indexed foreign key. Nothing sharding would touch. I ran the same profiling independently to verify, added a composite index, and rewrote 2 query paths. P99 dropped to 85 milliseconds within a week, with no added operational complexity. I updated the doc, closed the sharding RFC, and presented the full evidence trail to the team, so we had a shared model of the decision.
Original position clearly stated with supporting rationale and data. Mind changed by independently verified evidence, not social pressure. Specific metric provided. P99 422 Mauritius to 85 miners. Outcome is concrete. Close the loop with the team, shows collaborative, transparent thinking. Notice what changed. The evidence got its own moment, and the update followed from it, not the other way around. Item 1. Candidate held a well-reasoned position and articulated its assumptions clearly. Item 2. Updated view only after independently replicating the contradicting profiling data. Item 3. Concrete outcome quantified. P99 latency reduced from 420 Cs to 85 meters in 1 week. Item 4. Proactively documented decision trail and aligned team. High Googleyness signal. Verdict: strong signal, strong hire. Before your loop, run your story through these 3 questions. Question 1. Can you name the specific evidence that changed your mind? If not, the hiring committee reads this as social capitulation, not intellectual humility. Question 2. Did you verify that evidence independently before updating your position? Without verification, you are not demonstrating rigorous thinking, you are demonstrating compliance. Question 3. Do you have a concrete metric that shows the updated decision was correct? Without a measurable outcome, the hiring committee cannot score your impact awareness. If you cannot answer all three, you do not have a Googleyness intellectual humility story yet. You have a story about agreeing with someone. How do your real stories score? Get a personalized report scored against the interview rubric Google uses for your role. Find it at interview101.com.